Happy New Year and welcome back, everybody. I did miss you. All that extra sleeping in. I did miss you. Um, Pardon my tardiness. Um, Today we're going to start off with that three-step process again, just in case we forgot over the holidays. But you see, I'll give you an example as to how we are always doing it. It was, I think it was the 27th. I think it was that, or the 28th. I forget which day it was, but it was just last week. And my supervisor was sitting at his little chair we have in the alcove. And he was just sitting there. And I said, Earth to his name. I said, Earth to. And he says, why? What's happening? I said, you were so far gone. And here's what he said to me. He said, well, I was just playing out different scenarios in my mind to see which one that I would like better so that I could do it. Did you hear what he said? I was just sitting here playing out different scenarios in my mind to see which one I liked best so that I could do it. That, my beautiful friends, is step one to changing your life. Seeing which scenario you want. You think that we don't already do it, but we do, because it is the only way to do it. It doesn't matter what you think. The process is the same, whether you are Christian, whether you are Jewish, whether you are Muslim, whether you are Punjabi. It doesn't matter what you think you are. The process is always the same. We always pull up a scenario in our mind's eye and we run it through there. And when it feels most natural, we do it. Not because we have to force it to happen, but because we saw it in our mind's eye, and because we agreed that that was the most suitable one, everything opens up and we flow right with it. You see, because life is meant to be smooth, easy, and effortless, whether you want to argue with me or not. The next time you catch yourself doing it, remember these words. Step one, who do you say that you are? Because that's what it is. Man, I want to do this weekend. And because of who you say you are, you will modify the scenario in your head to match who you say you are every single time. If you say to yourself, man, I really want to do this, but I'm a little scared, I'm a little shy, you are going to talk yourself out of what it is. But if you say, you know what, I want to do this, and that's the end of that. I don't care. This is what it is. They're saying there's a will, there's a way. Yes. What's the will? That you believe what that scenario is in your mind's eye. And then finally, step three, what do? You see how it feels. And once it feels natural to you, you say, that's what I'm going to do. It's just like if you say, well, I'm going to make some nachos today. And you say, you know what? That really does sound good. And what happens? All the ingredients. You get the ingredients for the nachos. But if you don't do the nachos, whatever you eat, because you wanted the nachos, you are not satisfied. Fancy that. Why? Because satisfaction is our natural way of being. We're not supposed to be unrequited, meaning, I don't have it. We're not supposed to be like that. That's why it haunts you, because it is unfinished. So step one, who do you say that you are? What is it that you want? And step two, you go through all the possible scenarios that you can come up with in your mind's eye. And there's one of them that's going to jump out at you and go, this is the one because it feels best. And from that feeling of feeling best, the opportunity presents itself for you to do it. Easy and effortless. You don't have to force life into being. Life already is. You just choose which being you want to experience, and it will unfold from there, not because I say so. I don't get a say in the matter. There's a principle, mentalism. The all is mind. The universe is a mental creation. Every single thing that you and I interact with is a mental creation first, which means you sat there and mulled it over in your mind and you chose the one that felt the best. And that was where everything came together for you to bring what was in your mind into the palm of your hand. And you know what he was trying to sort out? That my supervisor, what he was doing, how we started this story. He says, well, I was trying to decide if I was going to repaint that space or just keep the tiles. But you know what I decided to do? I decided to change the paint. And then I'll swap out the tiles. Because he didn't decide which tiles to get at the time. But he said, I do know I want to paint it. And he knew the color he wanted to paint it. So you see, my beautiful friends, we may think that it's a new year, new you. Because that's the popular slogan. But what makes you new is the renewal of your mind and the way that you think. If we get up and we have a particular thought in mind because we are in a particular mood, well then, that's the thing you're gonna do. So if you get up and you're in a bad mood, well, them is fighting words and somebody's gonna get cussed out. You get up and you're in a good mood. Listen, good mood does not mean happy. That's not what a good mood means. Good mood means a good mood. Bad mood is a bad mood. But happy is completely different. You don't have to be happy to be in a good mood. Well, you could be grieving and in a good mood. Well, how so? You could be reminiscing about the goodness of that person, right? Good mood doesn't mean happy. It doesn't mean happy. It doesn't mean sad. It doesn't mean discombobulated. It doesn't mean any of those things. It's just a good mood. And it depends on what it feels like to you, what it feels like, what it feels like, what it feels like. Because the thing felt is the thing that you do. The thing felt is the thing that you do. If you feel like you're late for work because you're looking at the clock and you're like me and oh my God, what you gonna do? Hurry, aren't you? Naturally, you would hurry. If you feel like you're late, you would hurry, would you not? I'm just asking for a friend. All I'm trying to convey to you is this. We are already doing step 1, step 2, step 3. We know what we want. But depending upon the mood, you will either talk yourself in or out of what you want. Well, how do you talk yourself in and out of something? You try and justify, well, am I good enough for this? Man, I don't know. I don't know if I have all the qualifications for this. What? Because you feel insecure. The mood is one of insecurity. So then you talk yourself out of doing anything. Oh, but if the mood is one of inspiration, you say, ooh, I'm excited to do something today. I'm excited to bake. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to do that. Ooh, you will talk yourself into doing something spectacular. Why? Because of who you say you are. The mood. The mood. Catch yourself. Your mood. That's who you say you are. When you catch yourself in a mood, that's who you're saying you are. Man, I'm so pissed off. Oh, man, I'm so cool and laid back today. Yeah, I just want to chill, you know. You see that mood? That's the mood you will do things from. So perhaps we forgot over the holiday season the three-step process. Well, how did somebody decide what the three-step process was? Observation. Observation. We learn by observation. The three-step process for planting the backyard. You got to decide what you want in the yard. Do you not? Some people plant tulip bulbs because they're annuals. They come in every year. So you only got to plant one time. And those bulbs, unless you got a lot of squirrels, you know, those bulbs will grow every year. So you decide what you want to plant. And when you decide what you want to plant, you will see the time of year. Because you don't plant in the winter. You plant garlic late October, mid to late October, because allegedly garlic likes the bite of the cold. It just does. It's funny. Garlic, not a lot of things will eat it. So it doesn't fall prey to vermin and little critters, but it would fall prey to mold. So garlic likes to be cold. Oh, yes, cold. Keeps the mold at bay. But then here comes spring. It's so busy growing and it's got all of its flavor out, that pungent smell. Nothing's going to eat it, but it's got to protect itself in the winter months. So it is cold to prevent the mold from catching hold of it. Ooh, I'm a rhymer and I didn't even know it. Ow. But I digress. So you see, you chose to plant garlic, right? So you had to see what is the best time to do it. You couldn't force garlic. You just had to select it and it would do the rest. In a way that you and I don't understand, it will do the rest. So come spring, you may have forgotten that you planted it. But once the snow melts and you see all of the leaves that you have just sitting there on top of that one patch, you rake it off because you know, ooh, my garlic is under here. Hello. That's what you do. But all you did was choose. And what you chose unfolded in the only way that it can, because that is the nature of garlic. So every mood has its own way of expressing itself. So you don't have to figure out what to do or how to do it. You choose what to do. And because that thing that you chose has its own nature, it will unfold. And you follow along for the ride. Observation. So you see, the principles of creation are not man-made, they're man-observed. The all is mind, the universe is mental. We're always thinking about something. Mental faculties. Why do you think there's such a big phrase going around the world? Mental health. But newsflash, without mental health, there is no other health. Why not? Because the universe is mental. You get the mental right, or let me say it this way, get the mental the way you want it to be. Choose the mental attitude or the mental mood that you want, and your experiences, like that clove of garlic you just planted, will unfold in the only way that it can. Thereby, we don't have to force life to happen. You see, I know that you and I have been convinced that we gotta put your back into it. Ow, get that elbow grease. by the sweat of your brow. We've been conditioned to think that life is this thing we have to struggle and claw and fight our way through. That is not the way. The principles of creation tell us choose your mental attitude, but the all is mind. And what you chose, well, as within, so without. Why? Because it is moving. It is always going to move because it cannot stand still. If it stood still, we would not be here. Life is not something that stands still. Life is always moving from the state of what it is in to the state of what it is becoming. So that is the principle of vibration. And because it's moving from where it is to where it is going, well, they look like they're opposites. Seed to fruit looks like opposite. Nah, it can't be opposite. What is within the seed has to be the fruit. As within, so without. So polarity does not mean they are opposites. It just means they are in poised opposition, meaning the seed is opposite the fruit. Not because it is different from the fruit, it is just a stage. So it is not opposite. You know how we say opposites attract? No, you've got to be the same. As within, so without. You cannot be opposite. The only opposition is seed and fruit. They're just at different stages. One is on the left and one is on the right. Poised opposition, meaning position, not opposite as in nature. They are the same in their nature. Mango can only give you mango. Peach can only give you peach. Ow, right? So because that polarity is there, it unfolds in a rhythm. And that rhythm is solely based upon what that thing is. Each thing has its own rhythm. Each mental attitude has its own rhythm, its own way of showing up. And that rhythm will cause you to do something, which will bring about the effect. Cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. So when you say, "Ooh, I'm gonna plant me some garlic," tell me when you get cherry tomatoes. It's not going to happen. As within the seed, so must the fruit be. That is cause and effect. You must always reap what you have sown. And then finally, the principle of gender, meaning, oh, I generated an idea, which is masculine, because once you generate the idea, you project it outward, masculine. Why? Because it's moving. It doesn't stay inside your head. If things stayed inside of our heads, yes, you would not be able to put on that little electrode cap and have them measure what shows up on the computer. It doesn't stay in your head. It is projected out of you, whether you speak it or you remain silent. It is projected from you. And that which you project outward goes into the womb of creation. You and I cannot see the womb. It is invisible to the naked eye. But you better be sure that the womb is there. Why? How can you be sure the womb is there? Because you get back an experience. Well, it has to go somewhere, does it not? It has to go somewhere in that seed state to come back as life. As within, so without. Day in and day out, it doesn't change. So today, how do you put those 7 steps, those 7 principles into 3 steps? How? By knowing what you want. And you know what you want, you've just generated the idea. And once you've generated the idea, you're going to get a feeling of excitement. Well, naturally, you would. Ooh, I'm going to do it. Like my son said to me subtly yesterday, he goes, "Mom, all the cookies are gone." I said, "So what are you saying?" He goes, "I said all the cookies are gone." I said, "And?" He's like, Are you going to make some more? I know Christmas is gone, but are you going to make some more cookies? Who made cookies? I made cookies because that child planted the seed, but because it was in me, I was in the mood to make cookies. I followed through. He made the suggestion. He planted the seed in my mind. Right? And so I followed through. I had that mood. Oh, Joaquin, you are so right. Joaquin said, when you control your mood, you enjoy any mood. Ow. Because it is fact. Because it's, you see, it's not the mood itself. Once you have selected the mood, it unfolds. So you see where your power is? What you select, what you choose. So do you see where your free will is? To choose. But once you have chosen, but Angela, what if I chose the wrong thing? Well, what do you want to choose instead? Go with that now. Because when you say, this one feels better, that's the seed that's been planted. And you don't have to worry about the other mood anymore because you've overridden it. With what? A new mood. You want to change the exterior, change the interior mood. Step one, what mood do you want to be in? What mood do you say I am? And step two, it feels a particular way, doesn't it? Oh, yes, it does. And step three, bask in the feeling of it. Oh my God, Angela, that's so easy. And if it's so easy, why is everybody not doing it? Did you know that you were doing it before? Or did you have to become aware of what you were doing? Now you understand why other people are not doing it consciously, because they are unaware of what is happening. They just think, oh, well, that's life. C'est la vie, right? They think that's just what it is, without understanding that there is a process to life. You plant, you reap. If that is all you knew as a farmer, but you said, wait, what if I planted a mood? Well, based upon the moods that you planted, you would know exactly what kind of experience you were going to have, wouldn't you? So you see, it's not money. Money is an inanimate object. It is a thing. Yes? It's a thing. But what is the accompanying mood of money? That is what you get in your mind's eye. Not the money, the mood of money. Not the person, but the mood of the relationship. Not the job, but the mood of the job. Because when you get the mood of a thing, it is the only thing, because it is what you planted. You have to reap that thing. But here we keep chasing things. Should I give up or should I just keep chasing pavements, even if it leads nowhere? Come on. Don't chase. Select. Select the mood. And the mood is always what? I am. And when you say who you are, that is the seed you've planted, thus it is the harvest you will bring in. So, my beautiful friends, Happy New Year. And I trust that we're not out here in these streets talking about a new year, new me. No, new attitude, new mood, new me. Oh, well, you going listen. The scripture tells you the harvest is white and ready for the picking. You don't have to wait for the harvest. So you have to wait for a new year to be a new you? No. You got a new attitude and you sustained that attitude. Thus, the new you had to show up. Don't worry, I'm not talking to you today. I'm talking to me. You know how it is. These words have to come out of me and impact me first before they get to you. I had to taste these words. first. So, anywho, let's give a shout out to everybody who's in the space this morning. Solo Breezy is kicking it with us in the house on Twitter. Hey, long time no see, stranger. It's good to see you. I don't know who's on YouTube, Facebook, or TikTok. I have no idea because they haven't made themselves known to me in the chat. They're just, you know, kicking it with us anonymously. Hmm? But that's okay. Who's with us on Fanbase today? Miss Charms. Hello, darling. Big Mike is in the house. Joaquin is in the house. KZ is in the house. Oh, Flo Smiles is in the house. Miss McQueen, hey girl. And Ray Ray is in the house. So, welcome to each and every one of you. And oh, Sober Shay. Shy. You see, if you came more frequently, I would always remember how to say your name, Shy. But it's all good. Dua, I see you came with your helmet of salvation on this morning. Hello. um, but let me recap, because I gotta go. I was actually late this morning, and I'm not even dressed and ready for work yet. So I gotta go and get that sorted out. So I can't stay long with you. But what I will say is this. Here's the 3-step process, just in case we forgot, or we got a little bored and we were resting on our laurels. Get on with it, Angela. Step 1. What is your mood? Here's how you recognize your mood. You say, oh my God, I am. And whatever your mood is comes out of your mouth after the 2 words, I am. That's your mood. And once you have identified your mood, it feels a particular way to your body. Oh, of course it does. You could either feel fired up, you could feel blase, blase, or you could feel, oh my God, right? But you're going to feel that mood. And the moment you feel that mood, you understand? That is the experience you're going to have. So long as you persist in that mood. But you see, the problem with humanity is this. We persist in the moods that annoy us the most. Oh, you doubt me? So where do you think we hold a grudge from? Oh, well, I don't like you. Oh, we persist in that mood. And then we wonder why we have arguments all day. But I tell you to persist in the mood of health so that your knees can get better so you can drop it like it's hot. And you say, oh my God, I can't hold that mood. But you can hold the mood of who you don't like. Check yourself. Eric, check yourself. Choose the mood based upon the harvest you want. You want those knees to function? You want that back pain to go away? You need that money in the bank? Catch the mood of health. Catch the mood of wealth. It's a mood, or as the young people would say, oh my God, it's a vibe, right? You see, those are the 3 steps, and we do them all the time, all day, every day. So let me slow down, because Flo's smile is giving me the side eye. See, if you were on Fanbase, you'd have an opportunity to give the side eye too with the emojis in the audio room. But I digress. Your mood comes out of your mouth with a simple phrase. I am. That's the mood. That's the way, I like it. That's the mood. And because you felt it, you declared it. Well, you don't declare things you don't feel. Trust me. You know, in the South, they say, ooh, child, bless your heart. You felt. You felt it. That's why you said, ooh, bless your heart, child, bless your heart. You see? We declare what we feel. And because we declare what we feel, what do? We experience what we've just declared. But here's the key: what you persistently declare and feel is what you will experience. Oh, Angela, you changing the story. No, I'm not. Did you dig up the seed from the backyard, or did it stay persistently planted? I rest my case then, Your Honor. Hmm? Hmm? The seed remains persistently planted. You don't just dig it up. But we're so flighty, us humans. We're here, we're there, Even a bee, even though it may flit from flower to flower, it is persistently doing one thing: sucking on sweet nectar. Persistently. And thus, we get honey. Ow. Persistently. So you see that mood that you have just declared, I am good. Persist in it. And here's the kicker. Here's how you know it feels good. And the thing that feels good to you, oh, you don't ever want it to end, do you? You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm saying to you. The thing that feels good, you want to keep it feeling good. But alas and alack, we must move from seed to fruit. So you can't always remain a seed. So it doesn't matter how good that thing feels in the beginning. It'll only feel better for you once you reap the harvest. So don't get caught up in it. Just persist in that beautiful feeling that you have every time you declare, I am. And it will unfold for you. You will go somewhere, somebody will say your name, you'll get an opportunity, and you'll say, oh, that was easy. But it is only humanity that makes things difficult for themselves. By what? By not persisting in the mood. Anywho, oh, it's symmetric. Let me get the chime, because I got to get ready for work, and I know it snowed the whole weekend. So this morning, as you chime in with us for a few minutes, this is the daytime chime. The morning chime is upstairs with the chicken. Well, rooster. Select a mood. Pay attention to what types of moods you select. Because the mood that you select most often, your habitual mood, there's that word habit. The mood that you select the most, that is the experience of your life. I didn't make these rules. I'm just telling you how to be better at the game. To play the game, you have to know the rules. You have to know the stratagem of the game, yes? And that's what the 7 principles are: the stratagem, the strategy, how the game's played. Florence Scovel Shinn calls it the game of life. So, my beautiful friends, as we chime in this morning, put your piece on the board. Which piece is that? I don't know. Which mood is it? Choose a mood. Select the ones. Flip through the Rolodex of your mind and find the mood that you want to commit to. Oh, well, how will you know? Because it feels good to you. That's why. Because it feels good to you. That is why. That is why. Let's chime in. Find a mood that, like your favorite underwear, your favorite socks, your favorite breeches, your favorite shoes. Why you put them on? Because they're comfortable. So find the mood that is comfortable. Mm. And that is 98% of changing your life. What's the other two? Persisting in that mood. Oh. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. Ah, he just popped in and popped out. Wow. Thank you all for being here. And I'll see you tonight. I forget which book we're reading tonight, but it is Neville Goddard. Nonetheless, that's what we're reading tonight. And watch for this one. There's something new coming down the pipe for us. I probably will do it on Monday nights instead of reading. On Monday nights, we're going to do a half an hour of simple meditation and catching the mood over and over. Same thing, same way, every time. And I will also provide a meditation, a recorded meditation for you. So if you would like to be part of that, please consider joining either on Patreon for 99 cents a month, or YouTube for 99 cents a month, or Fanbase for whatever that is. It's totally up to you. I'm not going to say, no, you can't come if you don't become a paid subscriber. I'm not going to turn you away. But it would be appreciated if we did a mutually beneficial relationship. But that will be Mondays. I'll put up a flyer for it. And then we'll continue reading the rest of the week. But I really feel the need to implement a simple meditative practice, something that we all commit to. Same time. And that's why the meditation, the recorded meditation, will be there. So that you can choose what time of day best suits you. Remember, same time every day, same length of time, same meditation, because we are creatures of what? The principle of rhythm, habit, to help us, right? So, with that being said, I'll see you tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to read a chapter or two so that we fall asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. You know, hold on, fan base, I'm coming because we always end there. Can't be too long because I gotta bathe. But because it is what it is. One of us was behind and didn't get up on time this morning. But I digress. So I'll see you tonight, yes? Peace out. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Ow. Peace.